Shut up and sit down.
Luke Henry, after kicking Monarch's ass to the depths of space, is back on Earth, and now he's looking to save the world from the Fourth World Foundation. Sure, he had help from Penumbra before, but she's not helping him this time. He's got to face it on his own. Look at these four people. He's coming for a villain known as Adonis. He'll do it. You'll be there. Back it now. First Man 2, Learning Curve.
Well, hello. Good morning, everybody. It is Monday. Thank you for joining me today on this magical mystery tour. Are we going on a magical mystery tour? Are we going on a magical mystery tour? Maybe we'll go on a magical mystery tour. I don't know. If you're curious, I'm looking down at my other screen because I got to get up the files to show you guys today what is happening, guys. Hello, Devil Flyer. JP, what is good? JP dropping a dirty word. I can't show that, but he says, F yeah, the real Green Lantern. Here I am to save the day, says Mighty Mouse AJ Tom. And Devil Flyer's correcting you. It's relax. Everyone, you're here. What is up, Stat Zero? Good morning to you. It is a little gray outside my window today. What is that all about? It's a gray day in the neighborhood, a gray day in the neighborhood. Won't you be mine? Won't you be mine? It's a glorious gray day in the neighborhood, a glorious gray day in the neighborhood. Makes me want to crawl under the covers and go back to sleep when it's a gray day in the neighborhood. A gray day in the neighborhood. But I had a great day yesterday because my Dallas Cowboys kicked some ass. Granted, they were playing the Giants, who you would say would be a threat, but not really anymore. The Giants kind of suck, if you know what I mean. That's right. Back First Man 2 Learning Curve. If you have not backed it yet, get on the First Man train. If you're not on Twitter, I popped up a new image I put together for First Man that I thought I was actually organizing some comics yesterday. Boom, Cowboys, you know it. I was organizing some comics yesterday and found this new image. Not new. What's the best way to say it? I was organizing comics yesterday and came across an ad that I was like, you know what? I could make that into a beautiful ad for First Man. So if you didn't see it, I will show it to you guys here because that is what I like to do for you guys. So let me open this up and I'll show it to you guys real quick. So to my socks, there you go. I don't follow baseball at all, so I couldn't tell you what's happening. My culture on a 6-year plan to be super terrible in an effort to get Arch. There you go. Nice muscle shirt today, plain and simple. I guess it's just a t-shirt. Oh, you saw it. Thank you very much. Here it is for the people going, what are you guys talking about? What are you oh no, Frozen. There we go, unfrozen. There it is. You guys might recognize where this was from. I did my own little tagline to it. I'll full screen it because I can. So yeah, I did my own little tagline. Great comics now more than ever. This young lad is looking up at the glorious, glorious First Man cover, holding a another book in his hand that I kind of blurred out, but you can kind of see what it is. And he's just disgruntled at the way comics are going. So he's like, I need great stories, great superhero inspiring stories in my life again. And this is it. Let me ditch this other book to the curb because this is the book. This is the book I need. This is the book we need. This is the book we all need. First Man 2, Learning Curve. Back it now. Be proud. All right. Enough of that. Let me show you guys what we're here to talk about. We're here to talk about Green Lantern by one of my favorite Green Lantern artists ever, Gil Kane. Now, if you remember, J.P. Rokas says Superboy Prime. That little kid is all of us. It is. Ronald Shaw, good morning to you. You have my drawing book. Thank you so much. Good morning, Ronald Shaw. What's up, brother, man? That little kid is all of us. And I include me in that. So what we're showing on the screen is, I can't remember where I got these, but I got these photocopies of Gil Kane's breakdowns for himself for Green Lantern 68. This is the original number 68 when the book started in 1960. So we're going back. This issue came out in 1969. So maybe it wasn't 1960. I thought Green Lantern started in 60. Maybe it was every other month it came out, not monthly. I don't know, because that would only be 5 years, and it would be earlier than that. But doesn't matter. It came out in 1969. Gil Kane was an artist's work who I just enjoyed so much as a kid. I love his Green Lantern work. Stat Zero says, I have all 4 of the Showcase Presents. I do too, and I have number 5, which is, I believe, the last one, which is the Green Lantern and Green Arrow stuff, because it's glorious Neil Adams in black and white. But I have all the Showcase. I have many of the original issues when they came out as well. Didn't buy them when they came out. I'm not that old. I'm not Art to Bear. I got them as back issues. But, you know, Gil Kane's drawing just attracted me as a kid because I love good figure work, good anatomy. Gil does both of that stuff. Devil Flyer says Gil Kane really studied Kirby's action in the 60s. He really did, but he also was doing his own, you know, what I loved about Gil's stuff is the foreshortening, the perspective he would put on figures, and just his solid figure construction. You can tell looking at the way Gil puts figures together, and it'll be more apparent as we move on. He's definitely a student of George Bridgman. George Bridgman's work was very eye-opening to me when I was learning to draw, because he wasn't that much about the separation of muscles and the different muscles. He was more about how the big forms interlock and connect into each other. It's funny, I saw Neil Adams' work on Green Lantern when I was a kid before I discovered Gil Kane. So I kind of started at the end, you could say, and then went back. And, you know, what I loved about Neil's work was all the perspective he did in the flying shots of Green Lantern, shooting from behind with the feet in the foreground, things like that. And then when I went back and saw this Gil Kane stuff, I'm like, oh my God. I think Neil definitely brought his realism and stuff to Green Lantern. But when it comes to some of the posing and the flying shots, I think he was really just trying to take the baton that Gil handed off to him and run with it and push it even further. So anyhow, I would definitely try and study this work. I'm assuming there was a step before this of like some scribbles and stuff. And then this was stage 2, where he went in and did figure construction with basic shapes and cubes and things like that. No one designs a cover like Kane. Oh my God. He did so many covers back in the day. He did thousands of covers. But look at this solid figure construction, just with the basic shapes, no details necessary at this stage. Love this shot right here. And then you can see how it translates over right here. So let's move on to the next page because it's a 20-page book after all. Once again, if you want to study great figure construction, not necessarily anatomy, but learning how to construct a figure, this is the great stuff. I love how in this first panel, and I do this still to this day, he was like, you only see the fingertips in the finished page, but he drew out all the fingers and then cropped them in. This figure construction of Green Lantern flying in here, and just the way he composes his panels too. In the top left here is the center of interest in this panel. Gil Kane, Green Lantern's flying in, pointing to it, and then we drop down and we get the feeling of these guys flying off at us in the foreground. Oh, Fragaboom has some Kane layouts. I have some Kane layouts of like warm-up sketches he did as well. Maybe I'll show those one day where they're just photocopies of just, it looks like he took regular, typing paper back then and just did warm-up studies of anatomy and such. Those are fantastic to look at as well. But you can see how he's drawing through all the forms and stuff as well. Even though we don't see, for instance, in panel 2, this dude's face, he's like, I'm drawing it out, even though I'm covering it just so he knows what's underneath. Love the foreshortening of this figure in the last panel. You can see he has a rib cage shape going on up here. And then he has the hips and waist box that he breaks down with the two major muscle masses of the buttocks. The buttocks! And then there's the shape right here connecting the ribs and the waist, and that's flexible because your abdomen is flexible. You can see it back here in this figure twisting. The rib cage is solid and doesn't flex. The lower body waist area doesn't flex, but the stuff in between, that's all flexible. He nailed it like a champ. You are correct. Showcase was always the way to go when you want to study inking and line work. Tough thing about Green Lantern is it relies on color quite a bit. Loses a little something. That's true. Tough to separate things when Sinestro and Green Lantern are fighting. That is true. Let's see. Oops. Love this. This, obviously, I blew this up and cropped out the bottom because you can see in the printed book that, a little too big. You can see in the printed book that this was fun back in the day. Get paid for a full page and leave all this stuff for the letterer. Make that letterer earn his money. Joe Giella inked this. Joe is one of my favorite inkers of the period. He really solidified things with the way he would use solid black and even his line work and stuff. See, I look at this kind of like the Joe Kubert stuff and go, wow, if this was sent to me from an editor, this would be so much fun to go over top of and do finishes over, finish pencils over. He's like, oh, yellow smoke. Oh, no. How did they know yellow is my weakness? Jeez Louise. Gil Kane is one of those guys you can always look at certain things and go, oh, that's Gil Kane. One is the knees. The way Gil Kane does the knees with just this simple box right here. The way he angles it down. So basically the kneecap is on the front of the knee right here, but Gil's like, just basic shape it. And you can see in the inks after Gil did, I'd love to see the full pencils to this stuff too, that he gave to the inker. Oh, elbows too. Yeah, Gil definitely has a definite way he does elbows. Big time. Calves. I mean, Gil stuff is just just stand out. I remember reading an interview with him where he said once that he didn't feel like he really came into his own until he was in his 40s, I think, mid to late 40s. If I remember the interview correctly, up until that point, he always thought that he was trying to really look at other artists and compare himself too much, which as artists we do. I mean, I still do it. I I definitely feel like I've come into my own, but I still look at work of peers like Fraga and Ethan and Malin, Shane Davis, Graham Nolan, Aaron Lopresti, artists that I've never met, Carlos Pacheco, Doug Monkey. The list just goes on, and I'm always looking at their work to see what they do and see if it's something I can incorporate into my work to better myself. But at the same time, you just at some point have to sit down and just go, this is it. This is what I do. When would he have been in his 40s? Right about now, when he was drawing this book. I think Gil Kane was born in 1926. Let's find out. I've got Google right here. I believe Gil Kane was born in 1926. Yep, look at that. April 1926, he was born. So he was in his 40s. He was 43 when he was drawing this stuff. So he was really hitting his stride in the late 60s and 70s. He was really hitting it. And if you want work that is reminiscent of Gil Kane, back, First Man 2, Learning Curve. I love how he does knees, and Liefeld does knees like that too. I don't know what it is, but I dig it. I love it too. I tried it, but I just go back to actually showing the patella, the kneecap and stuff when I draw. Here we go. I love this second panel right here. The fluidity of this figure. I love this construction. And who knows, maybe this is Gil. Maybe what we're seeing is his initial drawing on typing paper, and he sketched it in real lightly with gesture, then went in with a softer lead to do the figure construction like this over top. And because the pencil lines are darker, the stuff underneath disappears, as you can see kind of here in this figure, because you can see his shoulder right here coming down to his arm. But you really see how he can put a figure in perspective using the block shape and really defining the sides and stuff to really give his figures this form as well. So definitely worth studying. If anybody would like, this issue's from 1969, Devil Flyer. I love the way he does women. You can totally see, like the guy in the background first holding the kid, you can see his rib cage defined. This is really George Bridgman looking. If you don't know who George Bridgman is, he did one book. I'll show you guys. Let's see if we can get to. So this is the book right here, The Complete Guide to Drawing from Life. I can't recommend this book good enough. I have one of the first editions of it, hardback, but they took this book and broke it up into smaller little books. So if you don't want to buy the whole book, you can get the little ones, but you can see the shapes that Gil's using. Dave Finch also constructs figures really in this method as well. So I would highly recommend getting this book. And I was going to say, if you really like these Gil Kane layouts, shoot me an email, and I'll share the Dropbox link that I made, and you can have these layouts for yourself. Yeah, Bridgman drew chunky people, but I believe he was really concerned with drawing the planes of the figure and really breaking down the shapes and whatnot. Like I say, he did get into some anatomy, but This book focuses more, I believe, on just construction in the big shapes. Anyhow, let's get back. Like, I love this here. This little shot of the forearm right here and the muscle that comes off, and it just shows the shape of it and stuff. Really nice. All right, let's get back to this stuff. I love the shape of the woman here. She's got that tight little waist. Gil Kane would do definitely small waists and stuff. Nice exaggeration on the ladies. You can see the boobages and cleavagers. So shoot me an email, brother. Bridgman drew in a Michelangelo Renaissance style. That's true. That's a very good point, Kevin. Thank you for bringing that up. Here we go. Look at this chunkiness of this rib cage here. Beautiful rib cage there. You got the kid in the foreground. Come on. Why is that spinning? Here we go. Oops. Oh, I got the little blue wheel spinning. Not a fan of that. Kane was one of a kind. Where are their organs, Mr. Kane? Who cares? We're just talking about drawing the ladies. Oh, come on. I hope this didn't freeze up and I got to reopen this. Look, I got the little blue pinwheel of garbage going on. Oh, well, until it figures itself out. Love this figure here. And the thing, whoa. And they closed. All right. Let me open that back up. Solo layout. I love this. If you don't like Kane, you don't like comics. That's right. All right. Let me open this back up. Not quite sure why that closed on me like that. There it is. I got the file back open. Just give me a sec while I open the other page that goes with it. As they say, the corresponding page. So William Shatner's flying into space. I guess he was at New York Comic-Con. That's pretty cool. He did the best Thongor cover design. I think I remember that cover. And how I love how, this was back in the day when superheroes were just well-built people wearing costumes. So, if I was drawing Green Lantern, even at this stage, you'd be able to tell he's the hero. But if you just look at the breakdown of this figure Gil did, you don't really know that's Green Lantern because he's not like super buff and ripped, Love this twisting right here. Look at this. Look at this figure. Great interview with him on YouTube towards the end of his life. He speaks on everything, including his idiosyncratic style. He was a master. Oh, I'll have to find that. Thank you. I'll have to find that for sure. Love the twist of this figure. I might have to go through some of this stuff like I did with the Joe Kubert stuff and do a little draw over. Like, what if I was sent Gil Kane layouts? Because this would be a fun figure to draw over top of with my style. So I might have to do that. It's the boy in the bubble. See, this is how they knew about COVID back then. Look at how they're eating. Look at these two people and how they're eating dinner in a bubble to avoid the COVID. Too soon. Here we go. Boobages and cleavagers. Boobages and cleavagers. So here we have a nice close-up where we can see nice head construction here that Gil does. Really blocking in the shapes. Great fingers here with the hand. Love this figure, the pose of it, the twist. You've got his upper body twisting from his lower body. His shoulders are angled down compared to his hips. I mean, everything going on. You can see where he had the legs sketched in differently. Just gorgeous. And then, of course, we get to the fine, fine lady of the page as well. That's right. How to social distance within a panel. Exactly. Exactly, guys. He's just talking about social distancing. So boobages and cleavages, of course. The layout breasts are better than his finishes. Yeah, if I was drawing this, you'd see them a lot more in the finish, that's for sure. But But you got this leg coming forward, this leg's going back. Another great head construction here of Green Lantern. It looks like in the finish, he decided to close Green Lantern's mouth a little bit, like in the sketch. He's clenching his teeth more. But in the finish, he's a little more relaxed, a little more chill. Great foreshortening on this figure right here, flying. Just got to love that. You really got to know anatomy to go from these basic shapes to this finish of the flying figure. Turn the page. Oh, here's something I just love. I love this back shot in the first panel. One, I love the figure construction of it, but in the finish, I wonder if Neil, when he took over Green Lantern, because it was only 7 issues after this when Neil took over the art duties. I said duties. When Neil took over the art chores, it was only 7 issues after this, but I get a real sense of the amount of detail that Neil was doing on Green Lantern from the amount of detail that Gil did. Like this back shot gives me a Neil Adams type feel. And, Neil was young when he took over Green Lantern. He took it over in 1970. His first issue was in 1970. I believe Neil is 80 years old right now. So Neil was only like 30 roughly when he took over the book, late 20s. So he was definitely looking up to guys like Gil Kane as an influence. So I wonder if the amount of detail Gil did influence Neil. Did I ever meet Gil Kane? I unfortunately did not, but here's something you guys are going to go, you idiot, to me. I spoke to him on the phone in the late 90s and asked him if he would do a drawing of First Man for me. So this is like 1997. I asked Gil if he would do a drawing of First Man, right? And he said, sure. And he, I did see this interview. I saw that interview. So I asked I asked Gil if he would do a drawing of First Man for me. And he said, sure, my boy. And I said, oh, that's awesome. How much? Are you ready for this? Are you ready for this? He was only going to charge me $100 for a full figure drawing of Green Lantern. And at the time, I just didn't have $100 to pay out. So I had to say no. And now I'm like, oh my God, what an idiot. I should have got First Man by Gil Kane for $100 and I didn't. I love back shots in comics. Seem they're rare now. Oh, I love back shots in comics. Are you kidding me? In fact, the page I'm drawing today has one. I don't care what it would have been in. I have original art by Gil that is done with a flare and it still looks fine. So it doesn't bother me. Anyhow, getting back to this page, I love Gil's basic shapes for building stuff, structures. Like in this middle panel here, he's got the perspective laid in. It's just basic shapes. And you look at the finished page and it really is just a little bit more detail. The backgrounds are simple, but that's okay. I am going to have to do a little bit of drawing over of Gil Kane like I did with Joe Kubert. That could be tomorrow's show because this figure right here, I'm in love with this figure right here. So I might have to do a draw over on this figure right here. Love how it looks in the finish. Oh, another big shot of Gil juicing that battery. Oh, that's cool. Very cool. Now I have met him. I should have hit the streets to earn that cheddar. I should have. You should have knocked it. I know. You guys are telling me my wife would have been like $100. Are you crazy? Oh my God. Sword of the Atom Action Comics. I have Sword of the Atom. Or wait, no, I don't. I sold my Sword of the Atoms years and years and years and years ago. So I need to buy those again. They're like $1 a piece. I have his Action Comics, and I also have the hardcover they put out of Gil Kane's Action Comics work. Love that stuff. Man, that's rough. I've been there. In hindsight, I should have chosen art over eating. I could have here's another one. I could have bought in the late 90s at a convention, 9x12. I think it was like 9x12 Tarzan painting that Joe Jusko did. I didn't know Joe at the time. This was at a dealer's table. 9x12 Joe Jusko Tarzan painting, full figure Tarzan standing in the foreground. It was a low angle shot looking up. In the foreground was this skull for $500. I kick myself every day for not buying that as well. Didn't Gil draw that Dreadstar mini from Malibu in the 90s? I don't recall. If he did, you just made me need to find something when I go to that convention this weekend, because I don't recall Gil drawing Dreadstar in the 90s. So I'll have to look. Damn it. Now I got to look now. You know I have ADHD. Man, now I got to look. All right, let me see. I don't think he did. I mean, there's stuff listed for Dreadstar. Whoa. What is this? This says Dreadstar. This is number 24. I don't know why this. Oh, you guys. Do you know what a rabbit hole is? Because you got me going down a rabbit hole, rabbit hole, rabbit hole, rabbit hole. I know it was Brevoort. He did do this great book called Edge, which I have a hardcover copy of and the single issues. So I can definitely recommend Edge. I don't see it, and I don't want to go down this rabbit hole right now. Yeah, he did. He did a book called Edge, which I have in hardcover. It is fantastic. All right, let's get back to these layouts. I passed on a Kirby page for $300 when I was younger. That was my budget for a couple weeks. Now I don't think, oh my God, dude. Seriously, that is crazy. Pop culture, hello. All right, let's get back to these great layouts. Every time I see a different page, I go, now that's the one I got to pencil over. Okay, guys, this is literally just a splash page of Green Lantern charging his ring. This is the one I'm going to draw over, I believe, tomorrow on the show, kind of like I did over Joe Kubert. It's on line 3. You talking about the same with Darwin Cook originals? Oh, yeah. All right. I think I know what you're talking about when you say line 3. 1, 2, 3. Well, that's a cover. That's the Incredible Hulk. Dude, I'm just not seeing what you're talking about. This is a jam cover for Wizard Magazine. But I don't know, man. You say that is the page to do. That is the page I'm going to do tomorrow, guys. No kidding. No joke. I'm going to draw over this. And who knows, since it's just this figure, once it's drawn over, I might blue line it and ink it. So, Nasser, hello. Speaking of kicking yourselves, everyone will kick themselves for missing out on First Man. I agree, Nasser. Thank you for saying that. I appreciate it. Please back First Man 2. Link is in the description below. David Finch has not drawn First Man. I would love to get a First Man by David Finch. I did ask him to do a cover, but he's too busy. But I will keep bugging him. So anyhow, I'm digging this figure here. So this is the one I'll do tomorrow. Love the twist. Look at that. His head's going in one direction. His torso's hitting another. His waist is doing another. Great flow through this figure. This reminds me a lot of Dave Finch, actually, underdrawing. So anyhow, that's the figure I'm going to do tomorrow. It has been settled. And we get a Hal Jordan shot. Easy upshot of a building. Cut inside. Behind this dude's head, sitting at the table. Nice big headshot here of Hal. Once again, I love this figure construction with the brow cutting across. His eyes tucked in. Just the basic shape of the nose. You can add all the details later. And then mouth and chin. I got to be honest. I think I would have cropped that chin and kept it all inside the panel. One, because it drops us down to the last panel, which isn't good. But two, it would have been a really interesting crop. But hey, who am I to tell Gil Kane what to do? Look at these guys coming out of this small little helicopter, walking across to rob something. That's crazy. Another great back shot. Devil Flyer says oh man, you were making me go back in time. 1, 2, 3. Dude, if you're talking about this is a cover. The Bravura imprint at Malibu, that was a Wizard cover. There's no Dreadstar. That's Jim Starlin. That's Starlin. That's Edge, which I have. I don't know, man. I don't think Gil Kane ever drew Dreadstar. I would have to see an issue number or something. Oh, I don't know why this is here on a Gil Kane search, but look at this great John Buscema page. I own this issue. John Buscema, Joe Sinnott. Thor 235. Look at that. God darn, I wish comics looked like that still. My bad, Andy. It was Ernie Colon. No worries. At 50, the memory's the first to go. The memory, and I hear you. Finch is a whole different level of thoughtfulness toward his drawings. It's nice to see. And he's really nice dude a couple times. He's awesome. He's a great dude. Oh no. Did those stupid windows shut down again? They did. They keep closing on me. It's okay. They'll keep closing. I'll just keep opening them. I want to specifically show this page. Damn it. Pardon me. This back shot of Green Lantern, just the simplicity of it, totally reminds me of Neil and the back shots he did in Green Lantern. I gotta find what dumb page it was. Let's see. Oh, it's the page after this. I was close. Love this page. Like, I'd buy this page just because it has this great back shot. When are you gonna hang her the wallpaper in your Cintiq to First Man or Penumbra? Oh, I know. I got to change it. I plan to. Love the construction of this back shot of this figure right here. That is just gorgeous figure construction right there. I love how he connects the big shape of the rib cage to the waist like this. That's great. But this is real Neil to me with the strong spine coming down and just the simplicity of it. Love it. Love the construction of this hand in this panel as well. So much to learn. Just such great movement and flow. Definitely would not have broken this figure in the background out of the panel like that, because that just makes him look like a tiny figure compared to Green Lantern in the foreground. Yeah, I definitely wouldn't have done that. I tell you, when I save these files off, the page layout saved as these file name HEIC instead of a JPEG. I've never heard of a HEIC file before, but it's annoying. Here's another great figure at the bottom. Once again, just the figure construction, how he zaps in his perspective loosely and stuff is great. This dude running right here. The other thing I love about Gil's work, especially inked by Joe Giella, is the wrinkles. I love the way he does wrinkles in clothing and stuff. But this bottom figure of Green Lantern really straining here, using his ring and stuff is just great. Oh my God, what is going on with these stupid things changing? All right, I'm going to change the background right now. One, just because you're busting my chops. And I will get that back up there because that's bothering the crap out of me. I don't know why it's doing that. Let's see. Okay, that's apparently not what I want. Let's see. Would he use a light box? Oh yeah, he definitely used a light box. My technology is rebelling huge. Skynet. Skynet's busting my chops. It's pissing me off. Now settings aren't working. All right, forget it. Let me get back to this stuff. So what is a HEIC file? Because I don't know. Oh God, there. Now it comes up. All right, let's see. What's going on with my phone? Oh, notifications. Who cares? I don't need no notifications. Stupid notifications. There we go. Doing this for you guys. Once I find it. Where is it? Well, that's not as big as I wanted it to be. That's what she said. Andy's Iron Tech, quick, back first man. That's right. If you back first man, it'll happen. By the way, you're making the plain black t-shirt sexy again. Is this black? I thought it was gray. Huh. I'm almost a boomer. Don't ask me. That's okay. I'm getting it to work again. We're almost done with the book, so. All right. Back to the stuff. I did change my background, but now it's not taking up the full screen, so I'm going to have to mess with it later. It's these stupid HEIC files. I know that's what's doing it. I don't know why they're not JPEGs. JPEGs don't cause this problem. There we go. What? That's not the page. Here it is. Look at this back shot. Talking about back shots. Here we go. Look at that. great twist with the head and the neck and the spine going around like that. I actually like the lighting on the back here that Joe Giella did. Well, we don't know what Gil's full pencils look like. I really wish we knew what Gil's full pencils look like for this stuff. It's interesting to see the feet laying in the foreground of the panel right here. He took out. So that's pretty interesting. He's like, oh no, did I fail? You did not fail. And then Green Lantern's walking in. Look, ice cream. Dramatic Gil Kane up the nose, up shot. Look at the neck, how he breaks down the forms of the Adam's apple on the neck right there. If you see this on a woman, that ain't no woman. That's a dude. Adam's apple. So that's awesome. And then flying away from us, classic Gil Kane. Story's almost over. Once again, flying away from us. Love the foreground construction here. That neck layout on the bottom looks like he came directly out of one of Bern Hogarth's books, doesn't it? Gil was a study of George Bridgman, Bern Hogarth. You can see it all. I see more Bridgman in his work, but there's definitely Bern Hogarth with how he does anatomy and stuff. Look at that calf muscle. Good Lord, I love that. Another great layout, page flow, flying in, dropping down to the ship here, coming over to Green Lantern here, pulling us down to the panel here where he's flying backwards. Just beautiful stuff. Gil's always pushing the foreshortening. Look at this. Foreshortening in the first panel, second panel, third panel, fifth panel. I mean, he's just crushing it. Pop Culture, thank you so much. Really enjoy seeing these pages. Well, thank you. I appreciate that so much. This is weird. What's it doing that for? No, go back. Another half page. I wonder if they got paid for a half page or a full page when they did this stuff. I love his up the nose stuff, especially his Spidey work. Oh, yeah. His Spidey work, inked by John Romita Sr. Oh, goodness, it was good. Yeah, I think these are all the initial, like he drew lightly and then he used a harder or softer lead pencil over top the light stuff. That's what I'm thinking the way he worked here. And then he slapped this on a light box and traced it off. I'd like to know if these pages were drawn to size or if these were like 8.5 by 11 things. Love this first panel, just the angle, the feet in the foreground, leading us back to this house in the background here. Great framing. Love that. Just like, I don't know if I would have blacked out the bottom of the foot like he did, but I love it. Just great camera movement here throughout the page. She's like, what's going on? Oh, boobages and cleavages in that last panel. There you go. Like I said, if you're just joining, if you would like these layouts, you can email me and I will get these to you. Here we go, some dude on a motorcycle, but what I like even more is this hand in the foreground. I think the hand is phenomenally drawn. What I don't like about this panel, to be honest, is the fact that the dude on the motorcycle is dead center. I'm not really a fan of that guy dead center like that. Yeah, that doesn't do much for me. I get that there's lots of dialogue going on here, and I'm assuming he was working full script because you can see him blocking in some of the dialogue. So he must have known where it was going. But yeah, oh my God, it did it again. Look, I changed my background. Are you happy? Of course, it's not nearly a big enough shot, so I got to make that bigger. But oh, that was great. That face was fantastic. Those half pages always fascinated me. Did artists know where they were going to be? No, I think they knew where they were going to be. All right, let me pop open another page here. I'm telling you, it's because of the file type. I'm going to have to see what the deal is with that file type. Oh, the dude gets backhanded. Let's see, where are we? Doing a pretty good job of guessing where my pages are at. Yeah, that's a good point. Oh, thank you. I am so glad. Would have loved it if the finger wasn't cropped, though. Looking at these two pages again, I got to be honest, the crop of that finger doesn't bother me that much because that hand in general is more of a framing device anyhow, and you can tell the gesture and what's going on. But yeah, if he would have lowered it down to not crop that finger, that would have worked, definitely. I love this hand right here in this last panel. Just the drawing of it and the construction of it, so solid. You learn the basic construction like this, and then finishing it off, the anatomy isn't that difficult. And whack, backhand, smack a boom, punch. We read left to right, so our eye drags over. We get the feeling of that arm moving and that guy getting swept back. And then we come down to this panel and we get the feeling of these guys getting punched out. Just great camera flow. Once again, I probably would have cropped. I don't know what Gil was doing, breaking the panels with just chins and stuff like this. I would have cropped that chin right here and not have it broke the panel. But, whatever. Whatever. He was also getting it done, making those deadlines. Another great shot of feet in the foreground. I love how he drew the shoes, or he drew the toes. You can see the toes on the foot, and he drew the shoe over top of it. Oh, definitely. He gives so much weight to his figures. That's what I like about Gil's stuff. You can feel the weight in the figures. Nice perspective here. Nice body postures on this guy sitting in the chair right here. Oh my God. Well, let's see. We're going to get through this issue. Damn it. We're going to get through this issue. I do not care what it takes. We're going to make it through the rain. Na, 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 na. I made it through. Another great back shot here. Oh, you pain in the ass. Look at this great back shot right here. Translated over here. This gives me a Neil Adams vibe as well. Love the brush rendering that Joe Giella did on it. This woman's great. Arch back, hand in the foreground with this sword. And of course, we got this whole page. A nice twist to this Green Lantern figure here. And then once again, another great back shot. All the dialogue is popped up into the top of the panel on the ceiling. Eat that bowl of porridge. I'm assuming he was eating porridge, He's like, oh, it burns. Your grits burn my face. Look at that, colored the boot blue instead of green. That's a little color MF. Damn that woman. Exactly. Almost done with the story. Can we get through to the last page? We're getting there. And here we go. Another great twist and back shot. And boom, punches that dude. Great power. This is the Gil Kane I know and love. Figures flying at you in perspective. Jeez Louise. Literally, the last page of the book. I'm just showing it. Screw it. I'm not worried about the printed one. Nice twist. Look at this. The angle of the ship, the angle this guy's looking up to Green Lantern here. From his head, his spine, his buttocks, pull us down to here. We get to feel that punch. Nice flow. And then our eye reads to the right and we feel that figure flying at us. Man, great stuff. That last panel, exactly. And this is what the actual last page of the book looks like. I will show the last page. It's nothing much. It's a half panel page with basically Green Lantern standing over the dude he just knocked out, big feet in the foreground. One of the Guardians looking on, and then it looks like Gil did a drawing of him. Somebody, I don't know. It doesn't look like a caricature of Gil Kane, but he's like, yeah, I might as well fill up the bottom of the page. So he did. So there you go, guys. A trip through Gil Kane land. Love Gil Kane, Marcus. Love him. Thank you for joining. Remember, everybody, please like and subscribe to the channel. I'm going to do a Google search right now for what a HEIC format is. I'm doing HEIC to JPEG, the best free online HEIC to JPEG converter. Well, let's find out. Choose files. Let's see if I can do more than one file. Look at this, guys. You want to see what I'm doing behind the scenes? I'm going to try and transfer all these to JPEGs. Oh, look at that. It's converting. It's making them JPEGs. It's processing 5. Apparently, you can only do 5 at a time. Preparing Photos Archive. Download all 5 JPEGs. Oh, look at this. This is the stuff I do behind the scenes for you guys. Just saying. This is the work that I do for you guys. Let's do that. Let's do another set of pages. Oops. Good stuff. Thank you very much. Only issue I can't unsee is background character breaking border and foreground isn't, but it's such a good image. It doesn't bother me. Yeah, that one bothers me. I never much got into Gil Kane, to be honest. What's the Gil Kane book that's a must read? Oh my God, a Gil Kane book that's a must read. Oh, geez. God, that's a great question. Man, that's a great question. I got to be honest, inspiring Shine That Light today. I love all his Green Lantern stuff. So those showcase Green Lanterns are fantastic. I would get those for sure. I would get those for sure. Yeah, I love his Green Lantern stuff, but if you want newer Gil Kane, look at his Superman Action Comics stuff in the 80s. Whoa, one of my books fell over on my bookshelf. I got to fix that. I just noticed that. Wonder when that happened. Damn, must have been last night. Last night, the Gremlins got up here. Will Eisner was also a Bridgman guy. Yeah, I could see that in Will stuff. See, Will stuff I don't know much about. I've got a sketchbook, a Will Eisner like kind of art book. I've got his storytelling books, and I have a couple reprints of The Spirit, but I don't have much of his stuff. Yes, Green Lantern. There's a Green Lantern annual he did in the 80s. Hal Jordan's not in it, but it's all Gil Kane inks. It is phenomenal. I would definitely get that. How do I go back to do more? Let's see. I would definitely recommend that as well. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. Whoa. Okay, that's not what I wanted. Is this downloading a program? Oh, it's downloading a program. You guys are like, Smith, I'm not here to watch you download programs to your computer. Well, you don't have a choice. No, actually, you do. Oh, his Atom stuff goes for far too cheap, even today. That's true. I do not have The Contract with God. I have his Adventures of Superman hardcover. Not much of a fan. What? You don't like that? I have that hardcover as well. How do you not like that stuff? That hurts me in the gut. How do you not like that stuff? Oh, stop. Now it's opening stuff. Yeah, I love that Adventures of Superman stuff. You guys don't need to see me do that. Yeah, I love his Superman. I love Gil's stuff in the 80s, like that Edge book. Get that Edge book. That Edge book has some great traditional superhero stuff in it in regards to the costume designs and whatnot. Oh no, did I download this in the wrong folder? I made it through, picked up his second Atom and showcased cheap on eBay. Oh, are you talking about the early Atom stuff? No, the annual actually stars the Green Lantern Corps. It stars the Green Lantern Corps, so get that one. Hey, Noah Van Sciver, hello. Welcome. Sparring with Gil Kane, a collection of his interviews and essays from Fantagraphics. I have that. That is a great book. I read it when oh man, that's a fantastic book. Great recommendation. I don't think there's really any artwork in it, but if you just want to read, Gil Kane was a very smart guy. So definitely check that out. Definitely check that out. And yeah, his Marvel covers were just they were insane. Oh, look at that. I just paid GoDaddy. I just got a receipt from GoDaddy. I love it when automatic payments occur and I'm like, "Oh, Noah, please subscribe to the channel if you haven't already. I would appreciate it so much. That would be cool." Hey, Stat Zero, take off. Have a great day. Thank you for posting the link to the campaign. I appreciate it. As always, your help is always appreciated. And there it is. Thank you so much. First Man Volume 2, Learning Curve, back it now. If you like good old superhero stuff, you'll love this book. So please back it now. Let's see if this actually worked with these JPEGs that I tried doing. Won't you join me? Won't you join me for this trip down JPEG lane? Oh, come on. Now that's not doing it. Take it easy. Mo Fantasy, what is up? At least I caught a few minutes. Just go back and watch it. You'll love it. A trip down Gil Kane Lane, as I like to call it. I made it through the rain. Na, 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 na. I made it through the rain with lots of pain. Oh, I don't know why I didn't find this little optimizer thing earlier. Or not optimizer, but Mo Fantasy, what's up? Kings tonight? You know it. 7 o'clock tonight. Gil Kane, Eye Candy, of course. Yeah, be on the Kings tonight, of course. Wouldn't miss it. Wouldn't miss it for the world. Ethan got on last night to talk about his Daily Wire interview. Could not get on, but I watched the interview. It was awesome. Let's see, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16, 17, 18. Are there 18 pages that I downloaded? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16, 17, 18, 19, 20, 21, 22, 23. Darn it, I missed 5 pages. Great, now I got to go back and see what 5 pages I missed. All right, guys, I appreciate you so much. Derek Clay, oh, I feel so bad. I feel so bad that you missed out. But you know what I'll do? I will go through, because I need to see what pages I missed, and bounce through these layouts real quick for you. Glad you showed your book. I said I had that. Okay. This is what I went through. I went through these Gil Kane layouts. I'm just buzzing through them real quick now. Page 1, page 2, page 3. If anybody wants these layouts, shoot me an email and I'll send them to you. I got to see. I missed like 5 pages in this. So I'm trying to see what 5 pages I missed. 9, 10. Oh, I think I missed 11. Yep, I know what pages I missed. Let's see. 11, 12, 13, 14, 15. I bet these are the 5 I missed. Let's find out. Shall we? Oh, crap. Bring it. What's my email? Go to andysmithart.com. Andy Smith here. No, I haven't seen Hyper Kaiju in a while. I hope everything's okay with Hyper Kaiju. I have not seen him in a while. All right, let's see if I did this right. Open with Windows Photo Viewer. That's right. Hit the like button and subscribe. Whoa, you do a Muppet voice? Did I just do a Muppet? Did I just do a Muppet voice? I don't know. 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13. I think I got them all. 14, 15, 16, 17, 18, 19. Oh, look at this figure. I know I said I'm going to do the draw over the splash page tomorrow, and I will. But man, this figure right here of Green Lantern, look at that. Look at that figure. Maybe I'll do a draw over of that one too. 20, 21, 22, and 23. There you go. There's a quick shot of all the layouts for you guys. Watch me count. Exactly. That's exciting. That's why you guys come for the show, to watch me count. I know how to count. Okay? Just saying. I know how to count. Don't ever think I don't. Because I do. All right, guys. Thank you for joining me on this adventure down Gil Kane land. Tomorrow, I'll be drawing some Gil Kane layouts. Remember, back, First Man 2 Learning Curve, because this is the excitement you'll see if you back it. Man, I should really be more up to date. There it is. First Man 2 Learning Curve. Prater, you did. The day is over. Go back and watch the replay, brother. See you later. And guys, I'll be drawing over some Gil Kane tomorrow. And until then, I'm always bringing this back to you.
Get your sexy on. I'm bringing sexy back. Yeah.